My name is Imogen Sajet. My entire life has been study, analysis, planning. Today, the galaxy is burning. I will be bound into the Carcassonne, merged with the ship in both body and mind.
Fleet-wide comms open. Attention all personnel. You've each just received a mission briefing. Nothing is redacted, because I want you to know what is at stake. We have been tasked with finishing Karen Sajet and the 5th Fleet's mission. Discover the source of the anomaly, and stop it once and for all. I know we were expecting a simple shakedown cruise.
Proximity alert, control enemy strike craft and weapons.
Many of you are feeling overwhelmed, doubting yourselves.
Confirmed.
We've got incoming. They have us on multiple launches. Tracking well covered. They're all over.
Ask yourselves this, Fleet. Who would follow a course laid by doubt? When we already have the finest navigator of our generation. I have no doubt. We will succeed. Whatever it takes to complete the mission.
Enemy strike craft coming in fast. Targeting your target. Split.
Close rate too high.
Break. Good hit.
My name is Imogen Sajet. Now, I must be more than a scientist. I am Fleet Command.
Carrier operational and launching.
This is War Games. Fighting here is just like what you'll find in the real world, except each loss becomes a lesson for your next deployment.
We're hit. Carrier down.
But you don't have to fight alone.
Combat mission set.
Protect each other.
We need cover. Moving to guard. We're on our way. Copy on redirect.
Secure the objectives.
Target set. We're inbound. Push through. Give our people an opening. Sweep around.
Move complete.
Win as a united fleet.
Hostile eliminated.
Each victory will grant you experience points to unlock artifacts and available starting fleets. New powers mean new paths to victory.
Upgrade complete.
Ships will become stronger, even a little unique.
Threat detected. Let's move.
Fail a mission, and your fleet restarts at square one.
Taking fire. Get us out of here.
Carrier down.
But you can't rely on just one strategy.
Torpedo frigate deploying.
Start the run. Roll in. Let's move.
Threat marked. Targeting to AG.
You see? Just had to change your approach.
Action successful. Power to engine.
The enemy is cunning and will adapt to overwhelm you.
Hold steady. I'm coming around. Direct hit. We will lock. Light them up. Keep them guessing. I'm locked out. Taking fire.
Learn. Adapt.
Good shot.
Leverage all your experience to achieve victory. This is where commanders are made.
Coming next year in February, one of the most beloved real-time strategy games gets a long overdue sequel. Here to tell us all about Homeworld 3, please welcome Martin Cyrillus, lead writer, and Lance Mueller, game director. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks. So, it's been 20 years since Homeworld 2. What was it like to come back to the universe and pick up the story where it left off?
Exciting.
Yep.
Homeworld is my first love. It's the first project I worked on. And to come back and have everything there and to be surrounded by people who are excited about it as I am, who are as steeped in the lore as I am, has been a wonderful experience. I've really deeply enjoyed it.
Were there storylines from back then that you'd been thinking of all this time that you were able to pick up again?
Yeah, actually, I've kept my hand in here and there. I wrote some work for Deserts of Carrick. The universe just feels good, and there's themes that were great to explore and take further than we had in the past.
So what can fans expect from the story in Homeworld 3?
You can expect a game that goes further and farther than previous Homeworld, one that examines things we set up and the implications, and you can expect to deal with a galactic level threat.
That sounds very serious. Any familiar faces that fans will recognize?
Yes, though I cannot speak of them now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very tantalizing. Can you tell us about any new protagonists in Homeworld 3?
There's the enemy, the Incarnates, and their leader, the Queen. And they are a very dark expression of certain things in the Homeworld universe. And like I said, it's not hyperbole. They represent a threat that can remake the galaxy. And the player and the characters with you are the only thing standing in their way.
Is this a game where you have a created named protagonist, or do players create their own character?
Names are created.
Okay.
Play along.
Okay. So let's talk about War Games. This is a new mode?
Yes.
Homeworld 3? What's, and I think it's inspired by roguelites, actually, is that right?
Yeah, so War Games is a 3-player cooperative experience where you're able to go into sequential missions. You'll be playing a run, 3 missions in a row, that'll pull from a pool of random levels and random objectives as you go into it. So the first mission, you'll come in, you'll be given a random objective that you and your team have to either succeed or fail. Once you've done that and you've succeeded, you'll actually get an artifact, and that'll come in and actually modify your fleet. So that'll give you upgrades or bonuses for your fighters, make them go faster, or your frigates, make them more powerful and be able to get them right in the combat zone. And then also potentially new ships. You'll be able to build new ships that aren't available in the other game modes. That'll give you this huge power boost, and you'll have to work with your friends as you go through this, and hopefully you'll make it as far as you can.
Sure. And then sometimes all the stars will align and you'll just make it super far in one run.
Well, you'll get all of these different combinations, like your assault frigates will be super powerful, they'll start blowing everything out of the sky, and your buddy's got, assault frigates or ion frigates that are just lasering everything out of the sky, and you just come together to make that perfect run, and you work your way to the final mission, which is kind of a little boss fight. We don't want to spoil too much, but there's unique objectives in there that once you complete, you'll actually have to fight something, and hopefully you'll win.
So since it's roguelite, is there anything persistent from run to run, anything that carries over?
So right now we have a meta that you'll be able to, as you complete objectives, you'll be getting meta progression, and you'll be unlocking new fleets, new artifacts that'll be able to use in your next run that you can use with you and your friends.
So when you were starting work on Homeworld 3, where did the idea for the War Games mode even come from?
So for us, we're really excited about what everybody's doing, all the developers in this space, and what they're doing is super inspiring for us. So what we took, we took that and we looked at our skirmish mode, and we were like, can we bring some of this energy that these are bringing to Homeworld 3 and to an RTS? And really, War Games is the expression of that thought experiment.
Is there any part of War Games 3 that's actually in the campaign mode, or is it completely separate?
So a lot of the units that will cross over, and you'll be using a subset of that. But right now, a lot of the artifacts are completely separate. We want to make sure that we build an amazing campaign experience for everyone. The Homeworld they know and love, the amazing story that Martin Sorellis is putting together. But for the War Games, we really want to be able to do a little bit more, which is a little outside of the Homeworld specific vein, but adds a little bit more engagement and variability.
So I like RTS games. I've played a lot of RTS games. I've never played the Homeworld games. I know that they're beloved, very highly rated on IGN, in fact. What is it? What do you think it is that is sort of the hook? What's the unique aspect to this RTS game?
For me, it's really the cinematic, visceral combat of the game. You come in, it's very low APM, so for anybody who wants to get into an RTS that doesn't, you don't have the micro, you can micro to a certain extent, but a lot of the units, they just flow. You feel like you're commander of a fleet, and you have a pilot, and they know their job. They're a pilot. They go out, they fly the plane, they make sure they work within terrain and cover, and so for me, I think really Homeworld allows players to enjoy a narrative experience first, with good gameplay and amazing spectacle and fully three-dimensional gameplay.
There's some very sort of classically trained computer games having a moment right now with Baldur's Gate 3 and Diablo 4. Do you think it's a time for the RTS genre to sort of make a comeback as well?
100%. Like, we love the RTS genre. Blackbird Interactive has made a bunch of different RTSs, and we would love to see, you know, more, not just us, but everybody getting into the RTS space. It's a wonderful place, and we love it.
Since it has been 20 years since Homeworld 2, how are you thinking about onboarding players that didn't play the previous games?
So we've actually been working really hard on making sure that we have a tutorial that is engaging, but also informative, using, you know, good modern conventions. If you played Homeworld when it first came out, you almost needed like a physics degree to be able to understand
Sure.
how to control everything. We're really focused on bringing that whole franchise to 2023. So knowing RTS standards, modern day accessibility and usability, UX design. So we want to make sure it's available for anybody to pick up and play.
Thank you so much for coming by the IGN studio here.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Homeworld 3 will be coming home in February next year on PC. Until then, there's lots more Gamescom Studio right here on IGN.
It was a simple perimeter scan, escorting resources. But we were ambushed by Kalan raiders.
Adjustment ready. Sweep around. There it is.
Fighters were no problem, but the missile frigates were a different story.
On steady. Watch the cross.
Command got clever.
We're on the run.
One wing used cover to keep themselves safe on approach.
Target acquired.
While another group found a tunnel in the structure to sneak behind them.
We're on the run. Talk with range. Huge up. Let's do this.
It worked. But just before a carrier battle group arrived. We scrambled bombers,
Vector confirmed. Scanning zone adjusted.
perfect for attacking capital ships.
This is bomber lead. Engaging carrier.
We protected the resourcers while they hauled in the goods, which meant we could roll out assault frigates.
Cleared hot. Let's take it to them. Stay on them.
Break contact.
The raiders weren't pushovers, but Command countered their hit-and-run tactics. The way their carrier exploded, beautiful. And we even grabbed a little souvenir. That missile frigate is ours now.
Mission goals are expressed as objectives. Missions may require multiple objectives to be accomplished, either linearly or concurrently. Situational awareness is key for control over the battlefield. Practice rotating your view. Rotate your view to get a better angle of the mission area. Center the view on the mothership. Now rotate to look at the asteroid bay. And now rotate your view to look at the friendly carrier. Next is moving your view. Attempt this now. Move your view to closely view the nearby asteroid bay. Finally, adjust the height of your view to gain or reduce elevation in the mission area. Attempt to gain a close view of the Allied carrier above now. The zoom command can accomplish this same task, albeit more easily. Try this now. At any time, the mothership can be quickly returned to via a dedicated command. Try this now.
Mothership.
The sensors manager is critical for quickly surveying the entire mission area all at once. Good. The direction of critical positions in the mission area will be shown on the sensors gyro. The first marker shows the direction of the mothership. This second marker points towards objectives and related points of interest. Finally, the last marker indicates the direction of any combat events currently underway. The Sensors Manager allows you to see the position of the view, as well as their line of sight. Orders can also be issued from this view. All units have a sensors range, their effective sighting radius as a sphere around them. Units outside this range are usually undetectable, and these areas are the dark fields of the Sensors Manager. All units have differing sensors range. Spreading ships out, or building units that specialize in high sensor range, can provide crucial information on enemy positions. Resources are highlighted with triangular points of interest. At any time, a tactical pause can be issued. Use this to your advantage to plan or issue orders under high stress or time-critical situations. Initiate and then cancel a tactical pause now. Note that while paused, units cannot react to orders. Likewise, objectives cannot be completed. Operation speed can be reduced by intervals of 25% using the dedicated command. Try this now. Before beginning operations, we will focus on the mothership. This can be done with a dedicated command to enter a focused view. Try this now. When ships have been focused on, your view will be set to orbit around the subject. Attempt to orbit your view around the mothership with it in focus. Your view can also be zoomed in and out from the subject. Try this now. Now for commands. All unit operations begin by designating a unit to issue orders to.
Transmission acknowledged.
Start by selecting the resource controller. Send your message. Not all ships are combat vessels, but each class of ship has a unique role, function, and set of abilities. The mothership is a slow but well-armored shipyard, capable of fending off rudimentary threats on its own. The resource controller's resource ability is used to harvest resource units, RUs, primarily from resource patches found in asteroids or structural debris. With the resource controller selected, begin a resource operation. These RUs will be used in further ship production and research. Additional resource controllers allow the collection of RUs from multiple resource sites at the same time. Resource controllers are unarmed and should be protected. While very vulnerable, they have several additional uses, including recovering mission-vital objectives in the AO, and in some circumstances, even capturing enemy ships. Growing the fleet is essential for every operation. Open the Build and Research Command interface to begin unit production. In some instances, technology must be researched before production can begin. Recon strike craft are now available. Research in order to produce a small contingent of ships for the fleet. Now that the technology is available, the fleet can be reinforced. Motherships and carriers specialize in unit production. Larger or more powerful ships take longer to build, as well as more resources. If the fleet runs out of resources, production will stall during its creation. Military units can be selected for orders like non-military ones, but all military units can be selected at once through the dedicated command. Try this now. Move the contingent of recon ships to the marked point to scout beyond our position. Our units can take advantage of terrain as a shield against oncoming threats. During combat, pilots will attempt to take advantage of whatever cover is nearby, but giving them path directions that take advantage of cover can be paramount to mission success.
We're on the move.
Group 1 designated.
Units can also be directed to positions out in open space.
Coordinates confirmed.
Possible contacts out here. Verify your data.
Attention. Hostile presence detected ahead. Direct our units to engage the hostile presence.
Confirm target.
Enemy strike craft on the board. Adjust.
Receiving. Target destroyed.
Group 10 needs support.
Ops. Collectors are out. Materials uptick incoming. Target understood.
Stand by. Okay, package is good.
Send it. They're all over me. That did it. Ready, set.
Target destroyed.
Position secured. Ship behavior can also be controlled through formations and stances. Start a new formation. Formations change how ships align themselves in relation to one another. Formations can affect grouping, ability to focus fire damage, and even vulnerability to certain weapon types. In addition to placing units in formation, behavior can be fine-tuned through stances. Stance influences many factors, including unit formations, attack patterns, and cover usage. Enemy strike craft detected. Updating screens.
We're on it.
Close rate calculating.
Good shot. Direct hit.
Your ships have suffered casualties. Replace and reinforce the fleet as resources become available. Units can be quickly repaired by sending them to dock with either the mothership or a carrier. Dock with the carrier now.
Flight coming in. Send figures.
This is Karkushan DC. Approach vector at base end. You're one in line.
Copy that, DC. Adjusting.
As mentioned prior, carriers can also build units. Switch to the newly transferred carrier in the build menu to begin unit production from it. To bolster our fleet, build additional interceptors from the carrier now.
complete.
Can't build capital ships. They're more mobile than the mothership and can quickly reposition themselves across a battlefield.
Go. Send message.
Group 1 reinforced.
Cleared. Begin transfer. Heading there now. Ready to copy.
Interceptor launching.
Bolstering unit numbers is only one way to reinforce the fleet. New abilities for units can also be researched, which will give units extra utility or an edge in battle. Begin researching the ability upgrade for interceptors or recon strike craft.
Group 2 designated.
Carrier comms open. Once researched, the technology is made available for all units it applies to. Most units will not use their abilities automatically and must receive direct orders. With good timing, this can turn the tide of an operation. Test the newly researched ability now. Good. The ability will be active for a short period of time before going on cooldown. Using unit abilities frequently will give you an advantage in battle. The next location will allow units to take advantage of the tunnel to navigate, shielding them in the event of oncoming fire. Direct the contingent to the target position.
Copy.
Group 1 reinforced.
Copy. On our way.
Group 2 reinforced.
Interceptor on station. Vector set, en route.
Try to keep a low profile this time.
Location secured. No hostiles detected. Move the contingent of recon ships to the designated area above to gain cover and a vantage point.
Vector set, en route.
Active to full. Hey, SWR's primary is working again. Thank you, engineering.
Hostiles are intercepting a friendly carrier. We must provide aid. Attack the enemies now.
Flight is on station. We're ready. 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 Get ready for my break. Hostile frigate destroyed. Systems go. Send. Scout receiving. Awaiting orders. Ready. Critical hit. Enemy frigate destroyed.
The combat effectiveness of an engagement force is often directly proportional to its ship composition, size, and ability to focus fire on an enemy. Cannon fire and missiles travel through real space and will collide with obstacles. Positioning ships behind large objects or behind other larger ships, such as the mothership, can significantly blunt the effect of certain enemy assaults. Combat operation successful. We have now practiced all the techniques necessary for our main operations. You may exit basic combat training, or remain for instructions on more advanced operations.
Move complete. Receiving.
Orders, such as movement directives, can be queued. Ships will carry out these orders in sequence, though orders such as attacking or using special abilities will prevent further orders from queuing. Queue several orders now.
Coordinates confirmed.
Tracking in. EOS feed stable. This density can mask a ship. Stay alert.
Finally, friendly ships can be assigned to a group for quick reference in and across the battlefield. Assign one or more ships to a control group.
Group 3 designated.
Once assigned, a control group can be quickly found across the battlefield and can be useful while attempting to manage several different battles at once. A ship can even belong to several control groups for very fine control over the fleet. Congratulations. We've now reviewed all techniques required for effective fleet management.
Mothership.